Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Hello. It's time once again for more BumbleKast. That's what we're here for, right?
All day, every day, till the end of time.
This is our life now. Our existence is nothing but BumbleKast.
Well, it's entirely because we have so many patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and YouTube members.
Yes, it is. We have many, and they have an insatiable lust for answers to their questions. Or, I don't know if lust is the correct word, but that's okay. That's the one I'm going with.
I'll allow it.
All right, good. Ace NX is going to start us off here with a question. While we've seen Metal Sonic chest burst a worn-down Gemerald, and Omega had a hearty tussle, but how would a Metal Sonic versus Gemerald fight go if they were both primed and ready?
Oh, that'd be glorious. There's so much Zui fighting. Just punch, kick, super fast, run up the thing, run down the thing, shoot the missiles, knock down the missiles. Black shield, punt somebody in the face. It'd be great.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind?
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
it would be just glorious high-speed violence between robots. What more can you ask for?
Glorious high-speed violence. That's my favorite kind of violence. Here's a question from Aiden7479. Sonic crosses over with Tales of the Abyss. How do the characters interact, and who out of Sonic and Jade would win the roasting contest?
I think they would just eventually agree that it was a draw, because otherwise everyone else is just going to get flambéed by proxy. Sonic and Guy are going to get along just fine. Well, everybody's going to get along with Guy, let's be honest, because Guy is the man.
He's the guy.
He is the guy. He's just, just such a cool character, Guy. I mean, really, most of the Abyss cast is great.
Yeah.
I'm not a particularly big fan of Annis, but I know I'm in the minority. And she does have her good point, he said begrudgingly. Don't think Sonic would have much patience for long hair Luke. He's not gonna be nice to him, but once we get short hair Luke, he'll, let bygones be bygones and kind of help him right the ship when, Luke over course corrects, as he's wanted to do. And if you've not played Tales of the Abyss, you have no idea what I'm talking about. I understand that. Go play the game for yourself on, your PlayStation 2 or 3DS.
3DS, yeah. To say 3DS is probably the most recent.
Because I don't think there's a PC port.
Did it ever? No, I don't think so. I think that's one of the Tales games that has not gotten a PC port.
Which is too bad, because it's one of my favorites. And, the biggest highlight of getting the 3DS version is it gets away from that game-breaking bug that the PS2 version had.
Yeah.
And yes, I experienced it firsthand. It was as traumatic as everyone says it was. Not the one where, you can soft lock the game, just the one where it crashes the system. Anyway.
Oof.
Let's see. I think Tails would get along with Jade early on and then realize what a monster Jade is and be very nervous around him. I think Knuckles and Natalia would probably butt heads initially. There would be some friction, but eventually they'd come around and just be best bros, which is kind of Natalia's arc with everybody, but hey, it works.
Sure.
And be fun just to see Amy and Tyr in any situation, given how restrained Tyr is, but how not restrained Amy is, and Tyr trying to hide her power level, going, "Oh my god, she's so cute," and wanting to, also hit things with giant hammers.
I like Tyr.
And then you would have Ash and Shadow just having their own thing going on and be completely in sync. They're not friends. They're not getting along. They barely even talk to each other, but they just perfectly line up and head through the story events as if nothing changed.
Yeah. Nice. All right, here's one from Andrew D. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the Battlebird Armana seems to be the name given only in the Archie comics, while the games have only ever used the Battle Cuckoo Empire. If I'm correct, then why do people keep calling them the Battlebird Armada nowadays? Has the name changed to that, or is it a mistake thanks to Archie Comics being their only appearance since Tales Adventure?
I am not 100% sure on that. Like, I didn't name them Battlebird Armada. I got that from somewhere. But that may have been early fan translation.
Battlebird Armada is a better name anyway.
Because Tales of Adventure did get an English release, right? It was Sky Patrol that didn't until it came out with Sonic Gems, right?
Yes.
So I wonder if Battlebird Armada came from there? Maybe. But I would speculate the reason why it's more commonly known is because the game did not get a lot of distribution. It didn't get a lot of attention outside of its original release. And the comics were the most prominent role they've had in a long time and had the most eyes on them in America, which has the largest contingent of Sonic fans. So I think it's just sheer numbers that have kept it alive. I would imagine if they came back, it might revert to Battle Cuckoo Empire, but I'm not sure. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm. Well, you should find out, Ian Flynn.
I'm trying. There's lots of things I'm trying.
Try harder. Ava Arctic has a question. Hello, not sure if this falls under Archie Red Tape, but in case it doesn't, I remember there was an art book for Archie that was going to come out called The Art of Sonic the Hedgehog Comics. While the name may be a bit obvious, I was curious if you'd be able to shine some light on it. Would it have been only comic cover art? Maybe a step-by-step process of some panels, covers, etc. too? Concept art of various characters or locations? Lost documents to dispel the strife of Hydro City versus Hydro City?
I don't know. I think it might have just been cover art. Maybe it would have been some concept, maybe some like distinct Spaziante pieces, but I don't remember what was planned.
Well,
I mean, I wasn't contributing to it, so I wasn't in the loop.
Well, why not? I thought you knew everything, Ian Flynn. That's why you get so many questions.
I do not remotely have the power or insight some folks seem to think I do.
Oh, I don't know about
More
that.
than most, less than what some assume.
Well, here's the question from Butter Noodles anyway. Whis enrolls Big the Cat as the temporary god of destruction for Universe 7 after Beerus mysteriously disappeared. How does it go? How do they interact? And how good of a destruction god is Big?
I honestly don't see it that much different than Beerus being asleep. I mean, large stretches of time where nothing gets destroyed, not because Big is asleep, but because he's fishing. He's just chilling. You know, if anything needs to be destroying, Whis is going to have to prompt him. And, you know, I think Big would have enough wherewithal to say, why does it need to be destroyed? Is there anybody in the way? Will anyone get hurt? Oh, in its entire populated planet? He doesn't want to do that. That's not nice. He's just going to go back to fishing.
He's going to decimate the local fish population.
Yeah, one catch at a time.
Perfect. CRW Gamer has a question. How would you write an Ace Attorney-style chaotic spin-off game? What places would you like to explore? Characters you'd like to appear? And why is Big at the witness stand for every crime? Dude, this would be amazing.
Yeah, it would.
This is absolutely the perfect chaotics game. Holy crap.
Let's see. I imagine it would be... Now, I don't have a ton of experience with the franchise because I played the first game and got frustrated with it, and that was about it.
Aw.
But something close to, you know, a mix between what Phoenix and Miles Edgeworth's games were, you know, actually exploring locations.
Yes.
And finding clues and putting together your case. And it might actually be fun to mix it up a bit since they are private detectives. You could go the defense or the prosecution route. You know, look for evidence to defend a client or look for evidence to, you know, indict someone. And, you know, because they're desperate for cash, they decide to sell themselves off as defendants and prosecutors at the same time. Are they qualified? No. Is the judge going to say anything? No. Why? Because the game needs to happen. That's why. Have a handful of your usual Sonic characters show up. Rouge is implicated for stealing something, and for once she didn't. Sonic's accused of stealing something, and for once he did. But it's okay because it was to stop Eggman or something. If we're going Phoenix right, the logic doesn't have to be airtight.
Is Big the Cat the judge?
No. He's always the red herring.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
There's always something pointed to him as the culprit. And
because he's on the witness
easy
stand.
baby steps is to prove that he's not involved. Until the final case is that everything's pointing in the wrong direction and it is him.
Maybe Amy's the judge and she's got the hammer.
Maybe. I mean, this would be a place to add to the roster a fair bit. Make this a chaotix game. They need their own supporting cast.
True. Yeah,
for this kind of stuff. And maybe expand upon the characters themselves and what they can do. Like Charmy is needed for this particular mini game of investigation. SBO is needed for this particular infiltration mini game to get to the scene to look for clues.
Yeah.
Vector, maybe there's a little brawler mini game because some thugs are trying to cover up the evidence and Vector's going to rough them up. Play with their strengths a bit as well.
I was thinking Cream would play Maya's role, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that would be maybe the most appropriate.
And then your final boss stage is they have to prove Eggman innocent.
Good luck.
Do we really want to do this? I mean, maybe he's not guilty of this, but he's guilty of so much else. But our professional pride's on the line. We have to prove him innocent.
Yeah. Oof. I would love this. This is fantastic. Please, Sega. All Capcom. They know what to do. Chaos Sonic 1 has a question. This is pointed out to me by the YouTuber Sonic Guru. Nega is the reverse Flash of Sonic. Now hear me out. Both Nega and Reverse Flash come from the future. Both hate their counterpart. And if their counterparts die, they cease to exist. And most importantly, they are the pettiest of jerks. Thoughts?
They also have the laziest designs.
Yes, and the laziest names. Reverse Flash.
I hesitate to lay that at Reverse Flash because, we also love Metal Sonic.
Yeah, but Metal Sonic is cool.
Eobard is far more threatening and effective, though.
Yes.
So, I mean, sure, there's some surface level parallels, but I don't feel like they're remotely in the same weight class.
No. No, please. Stop making me have to very carefully pronounce the word Nega. Please stop. Make it stop, Ian Flynn. Please
bring him back and just call him Egg Negative.
Save me. Never just bring him
Negative with two G's.
Never bring him back.
I don't want to, but I'm just thinking here.
Stop. Stop thinking, Ian Flynn.
Bring him back and call him Egobard.
Boy. Comic the Hedgehog is here with a question. Is Sonic the only hedgehog that can't swim, or are the other three hedgehogs equally bad at swimming? Would Shadow learn to swim for the sake of being better than Sonic?
I beg your pardon, 4 hedgehogs. Let us not forget Amy.
Or Silver. I don't know which one they're. The other 3 hedgehogs.
Well,
they other 3 hedgehogs. So the ones in addition to Sonic. So they got them all.
Okay, so I'm just the ass top to bottom. Gotcha. All right.
No, the ass is usually the bottom.
No, I am the whole ass in this situation.
well,
we're not even going to edit this out and do a retake. I'll own it.
Okay.
I'll own it. Sorry, comic. My bad. Silver and Amy, I don't think we have... Amy's in the Olympic Games and she swims just fine.
Yes.
Silver's in the Olympic Games, isn't he?
Yes, so is Shadow, isn't he?
Well, the thing is, I do remember in Sonic Universe number 1, Metal Sonic punts Shadow into the ocean, and the panel description was that, Shadow is struggling for breath, dealing with that mild concussion. And the note came back with, no, Shadow's an excellent swimmer.
But he got hit in the head.
Shadow treads water.
Well, Shadow is an excellent swimmer. All right, well, we learned that.
We know for a fact he's an excellent swimmer. But yeah, I guess the other two can swim just fine too.
Yeah.
Right, then here we go.
Yeah, Sonic's the only one who sucks.
And I'm comfortable referencing that because Sonic needs like a flotation vest when he's doing the water events. And I love that. I adore that little detail.
That is very funny. Yeah. Yep. All right. Cool Christy 1 has a question. My first Sonic comic issues were 131, 132, and 135. How did the story arc end as Mobius 25 years later?
Gosh, it's been a while.
I don't think it ended, really. It was more of a to be continued sort of thing.
Well, it had a cliffhanger ending. That's kind of an ending. And honestly, you're probably better off going to one of the fan wikis and reading a synopsis there, because it's been so long since I had to think about it. I don't necessarily remember all the details, but from what I can recall, the premise was all the previous zone hopping or dimensional hopping had destabilized space-time. So King Sonic was gonna go into the time stream and fix that somehow. And it ended on that cliffhanger where he's going back in time and Laura Sue is being like rewritten because the timeline's getting rewritten and it's a big question mark, what's going on. And then the 2-part finale that I was given to do, which was 2 parts, 11 pages each. Here, take a 2.5-year-long story, wrap it up in the span of a single issue, but break it into 2 parts. Also, you have to use an evil King Shadow. It's like, oh, okay. Hard mode activated, sure.
Yes, and this is like your first year in the on the comic.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. We're gonna throw you in on the deep end. Good luck.
Here, we're gonna take evil Sonic and completely revamp him, come up with a character for him. Okay. Also, tie up all these plot lines, kill off all these characters. Okay. Now, here, take this other storyline, wrap it up. Okay, truncated space, and you have to add an evil King Shadow that nobody's gonna like. Great.
Kill off all these characters? Okay, so you didn't even decide to kill off all the characters. You were told to. Well, some of them at least.
Some of them I was told to. Others I pulled the trigger.
Others
myself.
You were. Others you were ready to get rid of.
Pass the buck on everything.
Okay.
I do remember I was told explicitly to kill off Mecha, and I was like, no, she could be kind of cool. And they're like, no, do it. It's like, all right,
what?
Well. And that specifically, I remember. I can't remember if anybody else necessarily was told to be.
What about Tommy?
No, that was mine.
That was yours. You will own the Tommy murder. Good.
With pride. I went in. I went in with a purpose on Tommy.
You chose to kill Tommy. Yeah, but then you made people like him before you killed him.
We're getting off topic. Mobius 25 years later. Ultimately, it was King Sonic fixed space-time, but that rewrote the future, and he came back with like none of his history up to that point. So he teamed up with Laura Sue, who was Knuckles' daughter, and Knuckles and Tails, and they defeat evil King Shadow and bring peace to the future. That's like the super rough version of it. Again, the Sonic wikis out there are like phenomenal in the amount of information that they have. Cross-reference to be sure. Don't take it at exact face value. See if you can track down a back issue or two. But that should give you at least the general idea.
There you go. All right, Gideon W. has a question. With it being the movie's 21st anniversary this month, Sonic stumbles upon Willy from Free Willy, and true to his ethos, decides to try to free the orca. How well does this go, considering the apparent bloodthirst against hedgehogs that most orcas have? Now I'm just reminded that there was a Free Willy cartoon, and it was like usually on after Sat AM.
I do not recall this.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you went from Sat AM into the Free Willy cartoon. Yeah.
Huh.
That's what I remember.
What was it about?
I mean, freeing Willie, I assume.
Well, if you're going to have a whole series, you're going to have a lot of failure episodes. That's kind of depressing.
I mean...
Oh, no, Willie, they could tell it was you in that trench coat. Better go back to the aquarium.
Yeah.
But, as you said, Sonic's going to free the poor animal in captivity, except Willie wants his blood. Like, Sonic can't get within 5 feet of the tank without getting splashed, or Willie just like right at the glass. So eventually Sonic manages to think around the problem and gets Willie to chase him back to the ocean. He can't do it himself, but he can get that murderous intent to motivate Willie.
Yeah.
And like Willie's driving the gun truck, they're going downhill. He's going, and Sonic's, dodging traffic. Eventually the truck flies off into the ocean, jumping over that rock wall, and Willie is free.
Well, there you go. Perfect. We have saved Willie. All right, here's one from Johnny B. Good. I remember a very early Archie comic revealing that Sonic and Robotnik grew up together, implying they were around the same age. That isn't canon, of course, but if it was, which would be weirder, if Sonic casually mentioned it to his friends, or that Sonic is actually middle-aged, or that Eggman is still in his teens?
I think it would be weirder if Eggman was still in his teens.
Yes.
Like, Sonic just revealing that he's actually middle-aged, but like the cool uncle, that works well enough for me. Eggman, who very much exudes that boomer energy, actually being like 16, 17, that creeps me out. That's like, oh, what happened to you, man? Those are some rough years.
That's like Mario apparently being in his early 20s or something. It's like, wait, hold on. That doesn't quite track. Here's a question from Mel. We all know the heroes have been tricked into working with Eggman before, but hey, look! Eggman jingled some keys, and somehow someone from the current lineup of IDW good guys decides to join the fantabulous Eggman Empire. Who's Eggman's newest recruit, and how well did they end up serving their new overlord? Did they get any cool augmentations in the process?
See, there are so many fun options you can do with this. Like, the more mundane, bureaucratic, easy ones are like saying Jewel or Lanolin, where they just become like the egg secretary. They're going to manage his files and get things in order because this man is a madman. He doesn't know how to use the bureaucracy at all. He's all over the place. And Sage is like, you have no idea. I have tried. I love my father, but oh God. Any of the regular Sonic cast just for the shock value. Sonic showing up in the coat and tails going, can't beat him, join him. Like, why?
Wouldn't be the first time.
Like, mostly it's just to troll Metal Sonic. I mean, look at his face, and you get just a single shot of Metal having his deadpan, expressionless face. You can't stand it. You can't stand it. I love it. But I think really and truly the answer that we all want, the best answer, the most fun answer, is Tangle.
Yeah. She loves keys. I mean,
she loves keys. The giant mechanical snapper claw hand she gets at the end of her tail is just awesome looking.
Yeah.
And she doesn't change character. She's just fun. It's like she clocks in, hey, Sonic, gonna kill you today. Nothing personal. And, they tear up half a city block battling. He, ties her to the side of a building with her own tail. And she's like, you got me again, buddy. See you Wednesday. See you Wednesday.
Yep. The punch clock villain. Yes, this is fun. I like this. But Whisper is very, very put out. More trauma for her.
She's more annoyed. Because now she has to, not aim well. And that kind of goes against her training.
Kind of goes against her everything.
She's taken out a position at the egg factory, and Tangle sneaks up and taps her on the shoulder. Psst, I'm sneaking up behind you. I'm going to do a sneak attack. And Whisper's like, I know, I saw you coming. Oh, that's why you didn't move, because you know I was coming. You're so good at this. Anyway, how's it going? Fine.
How's it going? What are you doing here? Why are you on this side? Please stop.
Please don't blow up that super boss, Mac. Please. Boss has been working on it for a while, and he's going to be really mad if you blow it up. I mean, nothing against you. I know, it's your thing. I'm not going to get in the way of what you do best. Besties. But if you could do it as like a favor for me, no?
Please.
Okay.
No.
Well.
Okay. All
right.
Thwarting my plans.
See you Friday.
Tangle and Orbot and Qbot. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. That'd be great.
The one brain cell between the three of them.
Eggman goes missing yet again, and they're like, can we just promote you to boss? You're way more fun.
You're nicer and way more fun. Yes. Tangled dribbling Orbot. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I meant. All right, here's a question from Mixiger17. Sonic gets re-retconned to having his Archie-era full legal name, intended first name included. But now everyone finds out about it. How do Eggman, Starline, Surge, Tails, and whatever hero character you feel like would be funniest using for a fifth, if you feel like doing a fifth, anyway, react? This is a bit of an awkwardly worded question, but we got it.
Here's the thing. It doesn't really matter who's reacting, because modern Sonic isn't gonna let it bother him.
I don't think he cares so much. Although he might get annoyed about so many people bringing it up after a while.
Yeah, but that's more like they're using the same joke. Hey, you brought it up the one time. Yeah, you got me. Oh, well. And then, Starline's like, what's the matter now? Ogilvy. It's like, yeah, you're like the 9th person today to say that. You're not original, and you're not funny. Of course, that's kind of universal, isn't it, dude? And then, the Isekai adventures continue. But
for which one?
Well, for Starline, because he just got slayed.
Oh. Oof. Brutal.
But like Sonic would just kind of roll with it. It's like, that's not what I go by. Yeah, it's legal, but whatever. I think, the usual crew might have a moment's pause going, really? And be like, yeah. And they kind of roll with it. Maybe Tails would bring it up every now and again. Yeah. Just to just to bug him a little bit. Maybe Sonic's getting on his nerves just a little. And Tails is like, all right, fine, whatever you say, Maurice.
Surge would be freaking dying. Like, she would just
initially until Kit, until Kit gets in on the joke too and says, yeah, and imagine what your name used to be. And Surge gets real quiet.
I thought
Starline chose her and made her into a Sonic. So if Sonic's name is that, what was hers? What did he change it from? Oh no!
I thought you were killing Starline in this scenario, not Surge.
Well, no, Starline's already dead, and she'll never know the truth now.
She's dead. You just killed her.
She's punching him in the chest, trying to defibrillate him back. What's my name? What was it? Come back here, you son of a! Don't let this linger.
Oh,
maybe it's better we don't know.
Oh no!
Eggman's just confused. Ogilvy Maurice, that was my father's name.
What?
Wait a minute. Where are the time stones?
Oh, no. 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 Oh, no. Well, we hash out this mess. Let's take a break. Let's go. Be back with more BumbleKast soon.
We're back, and we're starting off with our weekly giveaway question. Folks who follow us on our Blue Sky, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Facebook every so often get a chance to have their question answered on the show for free. This week's winner is...
the Coleslaw Warrior. They're ready to fight for coleslaw. They don't really have to fight for it. They can have it. I'm not going to take it from them. I don't want it.
Unless they are a warrior made of coleslaw.
Oh, that would be a very... I'm wondering how that would work.
All I know is that all that face him would be led to the slaughter.
You're fired.
Going out on a high note.
I don't have the capacity to fire you, but you're fired. Anyway. What would it have taken for Eggman to reject Starline and stay as Mr. Tinker? If he did, how do you think his life would have panned out? Ignoring Sonic's continuous gloating at Shadow getting the secret out, do you think anyone not in the know would eventually figure out Tinker regained his memory?
I mean, I don't think Eggman would ever willingly accept the Tinker persona. Like that was the whole point of Starline having going out of his way to bring back Eggman, was that once that happened, Eggman was restored. Tinker was the anomaly. It was not who he is deep down. Now, that being said, we've toyed with the idea here or there, what happens if Eggman gives up? What's one way to write him out of the story? What would be one conclusion that the series could come to? And the idea of that he just finally has had it. Sonic keeps ruining his plans. He's tired of this mess. He's a dad now. Fine. You know what? He's done. He retires. Going to go back to Mr. Tinker. It's not going to be as jolly or helpful as Tinker actually was, but he's going to give up the whole mad scientist thing, and he's going to build things and fix things. See what you do without him anymore. Nah.
Yeah. Now the chat's just talking about coleslaw.
Well, see, the coleslaw warrior won.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of a show, and they've already lost their attention or even affection for us. Such is the power of the slaughterer.
The slaughter. You're fired again.
Damn you, coleslaw warrior. I'll defeat you one day, and it will be a cold day in hell.
Boo this man.
And please note, we are not making fun of your name. We're loving it. I'm having a great time. I'm inspired. This is all said in reverence and love.
Even though you hate coleslaw in real life.
Oh, yeah, despise the stuff. But I just turned him into like an Arnold Schwarzenegger Conan type character. So, I mean.
Yeah. All right. And we got a question from Noni. Dear Skibbity and Flynn, regarding your previous comments on redemption arcs and your distaste for them, I was reminded of one in particular from the past that was so successful, most people don't remember it from the character's history. We can't be having that, so I must ask the following hypothetical. You've been asked to reboot the McDonaldland universe and have been given full creative control. How are you going to revert Grimace back to their original shake-stealing antagonistic nature, and what sort of storylines will we be seeing?
Well, number one, I'm not against redemption arcs. They're perfectly fine. It's just I don't think every character necessarily needs one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not big on Surge necessarily having a redemption arc because I like her as a villain, and we need more female villains in Sonic in general.
And we need more villains in Sonic in general, to be fair.
I'm not a big fan of Vader's redemption arc because it was handled poorly. But if you have something like Zuko out of Avatar,
yes.
That's such a satisfying one.
Yes, that was earned.
The highs and lows of that, exquisite. Or like even Xanatos's in the Gargoyle series. I'll get on board with that. That's cool. I like it. So as long as it's like it works for the character and the narrative, yeah, I've got nothing against it. It's just there's lots of examples of where it shouldn't be used or why it's bad. Anyway, returning the Grimace to his evil days. I think you need to keep in mind the present perception of the McDonald's lore and cast. What few who remember it. Like, most folks don't even remember the Fry Kids were villains.
Yeah. So
Hamburglar would have to be like your primary heel. He's obviously the one to go counter to Ronald. You know your McDonald's for your burgers for the most part. Ronald is your lead for that, and Hamburglar steals the burgers. Sure, fine. The Fry Kids would be your foot soldiers, your putties, your disposable, your funny little pom-poms with eyes going or whatever noise they made, stealing the French fries. They're fun. They're harmless. Grimace is the one you don't expect. Like, he's just so jovial and sitting in the background, and you don't expect anything from the Grimace. Just,
he's got that.
I'm the Grimace.
He's got that Big the Cat energy.
Yeah, and then you let your guard down, and that's when that smile, that big cheek puffy smile, turns a little placid, and the arms start to extend, all 6 of them. He used to have 6 arms, kids. And then he just comes for the milkshakes like some kind of purple, smiling Eldritch horror. And that, jolly little laugh stops being a laugh. It starts being more of a guttural noise that just sounds whenever he approaches like a cloud. And children are screaming and running, and Birdie's taking flight because she ain't gonna fight with that. Are you kidding me? And you got Ronald left all alone as the Grimace just keeps getting bigger and bigger, eclipsing the golden arches, blotting out the sun. Arms reaching ever forward. And that's how you do the Grimace.
Wow. This is Five Nights at Macca's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. What the hell?
Oh man. Oh, are you doing all right, Ian? Are you good?
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Guess it explains why the Grimace shake was making so many people explode. Turns out he's actually evil. Da-da-da-da.
Nothing can stop the Grimace.
Nothing. Terrifying. Oh, man. Question from Onyxodon. Since it's unlikely that any Black Arms will appear in the comics, I feel I could safely ask this question. How would you write a story where a lone Black Armed soldier was left on Earth? We'll call him Carcass for now, with the personality and instincts of Carnage and a Xenomorph, and who else besides Shadow would be involved in this Jurassic Park-esque thriller? Now I need a recreation of the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park, except with Cream and Charmy as the kids and Carcass as the raptor. Hopefully this isn't too much of a fan idea.
This is a fanfic.
I mean, kinda,
You've
yeah.
written a fanfic. There's nothing for me to contribute. You've done it.
Although it's funny.
And, here is a character based off of the property with a name and a personality and presumably power set. That's a fan character. I cannot touch that. So, yes, this has crossed every line. Please do not do this.
Well, it would be cool, though.
Yeah, I can't deny that.
But if we're going to leave a Black Arms on Earth, it should probably be someone else.
God, I'd give a shiny nickel to bring back Eclipse.
Yeah. Yes. Sam Cybercat has a question. How differently do you think the events of the Archie Knuckles comics play out if Locke had received Running Away from Your Child lessons off Queen Elena?
See, now I'm trying to remember. Did Queen Elena keep tabs on the triplets at all?
Yeah, she did, apparently.
How? Did she have mystical ways, or did she just dramatically appear off screen as they left?
I don't know. She's the queen. Are you going to question her?
Well, no, of course not. But
never
I'm just trying to draw the proper parallel here, because the easy answer is to say Locke can't learn because he is always helicopter parenting Knuckles from the baby monitor. But Alina's kind of doing the same thing, isn't she? But she always keeps her distance. I don't know.
The Oracle could see them. I don't remember an Oracle character. Who? An Oracle? Okay.
Yeah, the Oracle. He looked like some kind of shaved aardvark. It was weird.
Well, I mean, it was Sonic Underground. Everything was a little weird.
But I guess, so we were up to Knuckles 24, 25 when Locke couldn't run away fast enough.
Yeah.
And in this case, he actually did, which would leave Knuckles going, wait, I saw him. I absolutely saw him. What the hell?
My dad.
And shoot, had he met the Brotherhood by that point?
The Brotherhood of Mutants?
No. The Brotherhood of Old Men.
Yeah. Decidedly less cooler Brotherhood.
God, I can't remember now. If he met them before he actually met Locke. I feel like that's how it played out, which was weird. If that was the case, it'd be even funnier because he's like shaking down Saber and Spectre going, I know he's alive. Where is he? Which closet did you hide him in? Dad, get out here.
That would have been way more interesting than what we ultimately got. Oh, boy. Scurvy Pirate Dog has a question. What if Tangle turned into your typical vampire, like the standard vampire with typical vampire powers? How would she and the others handle that? As for the bloodlust, let's just say she sucks on blood oranges.
No. You said typical vampire.
Nope.
And that makes her absolutely terrifying. Because, everybody thinks about, the cape and the suit and the blood, the vampires, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing about vampires is that they're predators. And the scariest part is they have to get in close. Like the whole thing with the mythos is that they have to be invited inside, and they do that through their charisma or, whatever magical mind powers. Tangle makes friends with everybody.
Yeah.
She's going to slide up and buddy to you real fast. And you think she's cool. Like, she's very laid back. She's super funny. She's very chummy. Yeah, she can come over. You're going to do nacho night. It's going to be great. Come on in. And she just kind of casually locks the door with her tail on the way in, and you are gone. That's it. You didn't stand a chance. And nobody sees it coming because she's not going to be threatening about it. She's not going to be going, bleh, bleh. It's like Halloween, and then she dresses up as a vampire because this is hilarious to her. You never saw it coming. She told you straight to your face, I'm going to suck your blood. Don't turn around. Yeah, just keep looking that way. And in addition to all the normal vampire powers, your shadow melding, your transformation, your nigh invulnerability, she's got the stretchy tail. She can grab you while you're running. You think, you've got a head start. Nope. Grabs you and bungees you back. There goes your aorta. Oh, she would be an absolute, if you played it straight, she would be freaking terrifying. And that's kind of fun.
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Alternatively, if we want to go the blood oranges route, everyone's a little nervous because, vampires are terrifying. And she's like, oh, no, I found a workaround. And she just bites oranges all day.
Yeah.
And everyone's really confused when she's like running around in the middle of the day. Aren't you like on fire? And she's like, yeah, but that coffin's so stuffy. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to turn to ash. I'll go inside in just a minute.
Whisper finds out she's surprisingly into vampires. I did not know this about myself. And we got a question from Sleepy. New member to the Bumble Colony, and I have a question for the Bumble King. Are Shadow's shoes electric? Like, does he need to replace the battery every couple hours? Can his shoes even last for an hour? How much of his day is spent finding that one store that even sells the batteries he needs? And if they're not running on batteries, what fuel are they using?
Well, first off, welcome to the compound. Your bunk is over in block 73E. Worship begins every Thursday and Saturday. Anyway, as for the shoes, I don't know. I legit have no idea. I think they just work off of rule of cool.
I think I figured they would be self-perpetuating. Like he stores energy.
I mean, he's kind of a living battery in a way. Maybe he powers them himself. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, they're shoes, so maybe they're pedal powered.
You're fired.
Thank you. Soccer Cot has a question. How would Puss in Boots: The Last Wish play out if Whisper the Wolf had the role of death? I feel like we've done something similar to this before.
Something similar, but it'd be like maybe 15 minutes. Like that glorious opening sequence with the fight with the giant. And then Puss is like, I'm not going to die. And Whisper doesn't say anything. She just snipes him and he dies.
And he's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. turns it from a film into a short.
Come and fist me, Lobo. Bang. The end.
Yeah.
Roll credit.
Yeah, pretty much. Sonic Sword Fighter is here with a question. What does Mephiles taste like, both in his shadow clone form and his crystal form?
Cigarettes?
Because he's smoky?
I mean, he's made of like tar and ash. I can't imagine what else he would taste like.
Crystals?
Like, not even the tobacco, just the tar and the ash. And if if we're talking crystal form, I don't know, frozen cigarettes? I don't know, toss a Marlboro in your freezer and then chew on it.
Crystal Light?
Do not do that. Please do not do that.
I'm
not recommending.
No, cigarettes are bad.
This is not the new Tide Pod challenge. Do not eat frozen cigarettes.
Do not eat any cigarettes, actually. Never. Yeah, never eat cigarettes. Don't smoke cigarettes. Would not recommend. Do not recommend. If you smoke, well, stop that. Because that will help. That will work. Spoiler 1001 has a question. Let's say things with Vector and Vanilla are going smoothly. How would Vector react to Cream calling him Papa?
He would be such a daughter's daddy.
Oh, he totally
whatever she wants, he's gonna buy it. What every recital, every karate practice, everything, he's gonna be there for it. He's gonna like have his own scrapbook. It's like he will live and breathe for her at that point.
It sounds good to me.
Spoiler rotten.
Well, she deserves it.
Charmy's over there getting a little defensive. What about me? What about you?
Oh no. Man, Shadow's spoiling her, Vector's spoiling her. Man. Because Shadow got her a pony. Jeez. The Hobgoblin has a question. Fang and Honey in the Shadowverse. How do the new Yoke, Boss Gidge Mage, and No Place versions differ and come into conflict with Sonic? And what would it say about them?
New Yoke, Fang, maybe like old-timey gangster hitman.
Yeah.
Doesn't really jive with the sci-fi angle to it, but it's, got New York parallels, so maybe.
Forget about it. It's fine.
Big game hunter in Boss Gidge Maze.
Yeah.
And everybody's a pirate in No Place. I know that's boring, but everybody's a pirate.
As they should be.
For Honey, New Yoke, illegal underground fighter. In Boss Gidge Maze, another Tarzan parallel along with Thorn Rose. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
And No Place pirate. It's boring, I know, but they're all pirates. That's the whole point. It's a pirate world. Avast, your horror. How's she different though? Like maybe Fang's taking out contracts to sink other pirate ships on behalf of other pirates, whereas Honey is sinking other pirate ships because she's going to be the best known pirate. She will out-pirate every pirate that ever pirated. Arr.
I'm being told that in No Place she is a fashion thief.
We've been boarded. Like your style, not yours though. Haha, I'm safe. No, you walk the plank. Oh no.
Yes. All right. The Might of Gebra has a question. I've been asking cosmology questions a lot. I have simpler ones like, hey, Ian, you think general relativity exists in Sonic's worldview? No hard stuff. General stuff. But in addition to that, what do you and Kyle think exists in such a world? And if you two agree with something, say so.
I think physics exist in Sonic's world until you break them. And then it's kind of fun in its own way.
Yes. I think you just shouldn't think about it too hard because, I mean, if you look at, like, the character designs, and if you want to apply, like, realistic anything to them, they immediately would, like, crumple into nothingness. Like, the rubber hose legs and arms, the giant beach ball heads, they would not be physically sound in reality. So trying to apply realistic science-y stuff to Sonic's world is... I wouldn't really worry too much about it, honestly.
I mean, I do see the appeal of trying to figure out how it would work. There's a lot of, here is fantasy or sci-fi product, and how would you logic that out? How could that actually work to some degree of believability? And there's some fun in that. I am not educated enough to even remotely attempt to logicize Sonic.
Yeah. I mean... the whole idea of Sonic even being able to move like he does, as fast as he does, I mean, like, in reality, the air resistance would absolutely just rip him to shreds. Like, there's no getting around that. But, you know, this isn't real life. This is funny, haha, cartoon animal world, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. The Oddly Roger has a question. Hey Ian, would you consider licensing your original IPs to be adapted into movies or animated series, or would you want to keep them in their original mediums? If you were to license any of them, how much creative control would you want to maintain? Would you be excited to work with a creative team that specializes in another medium to see what they could bring to the table in an adaptation? Or would you prefer to keep your vision for your stories entirely your own?
Depends on the property. Mm-hmm. Like if we're talking 9 Lives of Claus McGee, I would be happy to kind of be a little more hands off. I want to supervise, obviously. I don't want this thing to go completely off tone. Here's this rollicking young reader's adventure. No, you're not going to make it an R-rated, super violent thing, a la Rick and Morty. No. Rein it back in. But like with Claus McGee specifically, like the nature of that story and that premise is rife to be explored in multiple directions and to be had fun with. So that could be a TV series, no problem. Hand that to a writer's room and let them have fun. As long as it's, mostly on point, go nuts. Drogoon, I'm going to be much more protective.
Yeah.
That's the most polite term I can think of. I mean, I would love to see that it go multimedia in all sorts of directions, but that one's my baby. Like, Drogoon, I'm writing for me. The rest of you just get to enjoy the ride. If you like it, great. If you don't, I don't care. It's mine.
You
I'm
were
putting it out there.
You were the Drogoon helicopter parents.
Exactly. No running away on this one.
Your mandates on Drogoon are draconian, more draconian than Sega's for Sonic.
Yeah, pretty much. Like part of me's like, I've learned I can be gentle. No.
Not this. Not this way.
Locked in on this one. So but it's also such a large universe of so much potential. I can't think of every genre or medium it could go into. And there are people out there who would be way better suited to do it. So eventually I would just have to swallow my pride and say, yes, you do you, but I'm going to be watching you like a hawk.
All right. And we got a question from Twilord. Question for Ian and Kyle. Do you hedge? Have you ever hogged? Do you currently, or have you ever rattled the nest?
Oh, I hedge all the time. Yeah. My bets are thoroughly hedged.
Yeah, and I'm a well-known hogger. It's kind of a thing.
Yep.
Yes, it's true.
I try not to rattle the nests, though. I mean, all the Twitter discourse about various episodes aside, I don't intentionally rattle nests.
Yes. Vineclad has our last question. If you're allowed to do a continuation of your Fang the Hunter miniseries, what other characters would you want to incorporate into the story?
Well, it did continue into Fang's Big Break online and then into Sonic Superstars. So this would have to be like the sequel to all that, which would just be another Fang miniseries. And just explore locations, characters we didn't do in the original one, I guess.
Bring back Honey, do it, Ian Flynn. Why are you keeping
on the list of things I'm trying to do?
Why are you keeping Honey from us? Why are you deliberately doing this, Ian Flynn? I know it to be true.
Sega just needs to give me like one 40-page special where they give me the Battle of Cuckoos and Honey and the Freedom Fighters, and I go, yes, finally. And like, that's all you get. And I'm like, what? No. Styx runs in for a last-minute panel cameo. Wait, let's go to the modern era. Nope.
No. How could you do this to me?
I'm shaking that monkey's paw. You uncurl that finger. Uncurl it.
No. Dear Ian Flynn, why are you like this?
Too many years with the hedgehog. Anyway, it's going to wrap us up. Thank you so much to all our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members and our YouTube subscribers for supporting us both monetarily and with your questions. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Too many years with the hedgehog. Too many. So many years.
Going back to that Mephiles question, I just had this mental image of Shadow leaning in and just dragging his tongue across Mephiles' forehead. He doesn't even react, and then Shadow just looks deadpan at the camera and says, "Tastes like schnozberries."
Oh, what? No.
There's your outro Easter egg.
Let's not give the fandom an image of Shadow licking something, please. They don't need that. That's for
down the hall. Oompa loompa doompa dee die. You cannot run and you cannot hide.
Oh no. No.
What shall I do for you, my dog master?
A comedy. Oh boy.
This is what you wanted, isn't it, Maurice? For everyone to forget your name.
No. Serge's real name is Gertrude.
Beatrice Gertrude.
There you go.
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Why are they like this, Ian Flynn?
I don't know.
Why are people like this? I don't know what they're
Did you have
like,
fun with
but
the
they're
Bumble
like
Crew?
this. Oh, yeah, we had a great time. Yep. They came over. They stayed at my house. That was weird. That was the weirdest part of it all. No, I'm kidding. They were great. Yeah, we went. The show was awesome. Everything was good. I mean, I don't have any real complaints. I can't say anything was bad. The symphony was awesome. It was loud. The crowd was loud. And it was a lot of fun. We played a lot of Mario Party, and we're still friends. So
you only played like one round. You thought about playing Mario Party. You talked about it.
No. We played like we played it like 3 times.
My God.
I know, it's weird. I'm being asked if I cried at the symphony. No, but Kazzy did. But it was fun. It was a good show. They played a new song. So yes, they did in fact cheer when Maria got shot. Among other things they cheered for. Like every time Shadow showed up on screen. Because that's what the kids do these days. Cheer for Shadow the Hedgehog. I think they're just cheering for Maria getting shot in every time now.
It's like the Sonic bingo card.
That's all anybody ever wants. Yeah, I guess people want Maria to get shot. Well, I mean, you don't get Shadow without Maria getting shot, so. Oh yeah, they didn't play Open Your Heart at the symphony, so 0 out of 10.
Yeah, what in the world?
Yeah, I know. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't play Undefeatable either, but Open Your Heart seems like the bigger one. Yeah. Oops. Oh well. Yes, they played I'm Here.